tricked me into this forbidden zone of death. Now you should tell me the truth, right? We almost lost our lives in the mud just now. I have to give you an explanation today. Otherwise, we'll break up immediately. Calm down and listen to my explanation. The reason why I am hiding it from you, determined to come to this heartland, it was because before my father disappeared years ago, it was in this area that the final distress signal was sent. Even if it's to find your father, there's no need to risk both our lives. There wasn't even a shred of supplies in this area. We won't hold out much longer. Actually, I have a secret flag making in my hand. As long as they could successfully reach that hidden cave, we can find all the supplies left behind by the expedition team back then. Please believe me one more time. How many things do you still have to hide from me? Show me that so-called sitting spot. If there is any abnormal deviation from the route, I will immediately forcibly evacuate you from this cursed place. The mistaken engraving is hidden in the very bottom compartment of this old pocket watch. This was the last clue my father left behind. As long as we keep moving forward along the course of this underground river, you can definitely arrive safely. This route is completely off. At the end of this underground river, it is the deadly cliff marked on the map. Did your father deliberately want to bring down those who came after him? Are they all heading down that dead end? Absolutely impossible. My father was an extremely cautious top explorer. There must be some hidden mystery here that we have yet to fully grasp. Perhaps the real entrance lies beneath the cliff. Yes. Wait, look at the silver outside the tent. Just now, it seems there was someone wearing a colorblind shirt. He quietly walked over. Could it be that others are following us as well? Sneaking into this forbidden zone, since I had already exposed his whereabouts face to face. Take off your hat right now. Let me see you for who you really are. Miss Lin's alertness is indeed as sharp as your father's back then. I'm the biggest sponsor behind the scenes of your expedition. Shen Feng. Without my funds, you simply can't get in here. So you are a hypocritical capitalist hiding in the shadows, manipulating everything. What the hell are you plotting? My father mysteriously disappeared years ago. Could it also be related to your manipulation behind the scenes? Your father was just lost by accident back then. I had long been terminally ill. Time is running out. As long as you obediently hand over your pocket watch to me to find life-sustaining samples, I promise I'll let you go right away. You are simply dreaming. This key point is a precious clue my father traded his life for. It records rare miracles that could change the entire biological world. I would rather die than give it to you. Toast without eating and penalty. I don't see the coffin and don't cry. You think distance is the only thing. That self-righteous brute. It will protect you. Is it safe to survive in this valley filled with toxic gases? What exactly have you done, Aluching? If anything unexpected happens to her, even if I completely destroy this old pocket watch, and I absolutely won't let someone as sinister as you gain even the slightest benefit. Do you think using Chen Luo will intimidate me? Lu Cheng is a top wilderness survival expert. Just with those third-rate mercenaries under your command, he simply couldn't be his true opponent. Let's wait and see. I've already sent people to the abandoned supply station. A deadly trap was set in advance. That cursed place was hiding a large amount of high-explosive explosives. Your great partner. By now, he was probably already dead. Stop hiding. Hurry up and come out. You might think you're installing fuses at the bottom of the supply crates. Can such a low-level trick fool me? 10 years ago, I had him completely in this perilous primeval forest. Boss Lu truly lives up to his reputation. It's just a pity that no matter how much you planned, you still missed a little. All the communication devices here have long been completely destroyed by me. You simply cannot call for help from the outside world. So what if the communication equipment is broken? Didn't that old fox, Shen Feng, tell you? I never needed to rely on my maternal relative, Yuan Zhao, to survive. On the other hand, you've already been pushed into a corner by me. As long as I press the remote control panel, The two of us will immediately be in this abandoned station, completely blown to ashes. If you don't believe me, try it. Obediently, throw me the route sketch from your backpack. I might consider showing mercy and leaving you a way out so you can get lost. What you're holding isn't a remote control at all. At most, it's a broken signal source. If you really planted a powerful explosive, you definitely won't waste so much talk here with me. To deliberately stall for time. Stop making wild guesses about being clever and reckless. Boss, issue 4 orders early. I will never let you reach the cave alive. Even if today is a mutual destruction. I absolutely won't let you move forward alive. Since you are so loyal to Shen Feng, then why have you been quietly holding the flare gun at your waist all along? You didn't dare to pull it out. I think you're just being forced into it. Why don't we make a deal and avoid harming each other? Try to win me over is a dream. He immediately kicked the folding knife from the ground toward him. Raise both hands and slowly retreat to the side of the stone. Otherwise, I swear I'll shoot now. Completely pierce through your legs. To cripple you. Lu Cheng, why are your shoulders covered in blood? What on earth had happened with that muffled gunshot? And that blood-stained folding knife tightly gripped in your hand? It's just a bit of skin trauma. Akan had already been completely knocked out by me and tied to a tree. This folding knife was the one he had just tried to ambush me. The spoils I had forcibly seized. We absolutely cannot let these shameless, sinister villains be allowed. Seize the secret first. Don't act rashly first. The cave entrance clearly showed signs of being damaged. It seems deep within this dark cave. There must be fierce enemies lurking there. Even if it means death, I have to break in, adding some ties to his father's life and death, and the only ironclad evidence to uncover the truth. I must not be just one step away from success. Be a shameful deserter. Since I promised to protect you, I will never leave you to follow closely in my footsteps. Look, the front is glowing. Is there a worn-out diary stuffed into the crevice between the rocks? The special totem printed on the cover. It seems exactly like the badge your father wears on his chest. That's right. That was the ashes of my father's adventure. This diary absolutely records all the terrifying truths he experienced back then. Let's hurry over there. It emerged intact from the cold cracks. Take it out and don't touch it. That's a trap. Didn't you notice a pungent green liquid sticking out from the cracks in the rocks? Luckily, I was quick to stop you just now. Beside this underground river, a diary hidden in a crevice between rocks. The surface is coated with deadly biological venom. As long as the skin touches even the slightest bit, you'll lose your life immediately. He really hadn't expected Shen Feng's people to be so vicious. So what method should we use now? Only then can you be absolutely safe. Take out this core diary from my father. I used a metal rod to hog him into a flying wooden bag. Hurry up and take out that old pocket watch containing the rebellion. We need to check it out immediately. The direction of the Lin crossing this underground river. Cheng from the pocket watch was in this strong field environment. It actually kept throwing toward the center of the vortex below the surface of the dark river. Could it be the true refuge of my father's expedition team back then? Beneath this icy water. Why aren't you saying anything? Did they discover some deadly danger hidden beneath the water? Or do you think so? Our only way out now is to take risks. Dive into this dark vortex. Absolutely do not enter the water casually. Take a closer look at the corpse floating at the edge of the dark river, dressed in clothes bought for sex. It was clearly Shen Feng's vanguard mercenary. There is definitely a big problem in this water. The surface of that mercenary's skin. It was actually covered with extremely rare deep scroll character veins. Could this be the kind recorded in the diary just now? The deadly toxins released by mutated plants? It is very likely that toxin. We must immediately circle around the rocky heights beside the underground river. Not far ahead should be a jungle of mutated plants. Hold your breath at all costs. Good. I will follow closely behind you. I've already put the sealed venom in my collection pouch. Just enter that jungle of mutated plants. I can extract the antidote to deal with Shen Feng. The floating vines in this jungle. It really is the key ingredient for extracting the antidote. All I have to do is scrape off the resin from the surface with a blade. We will be completely weary of that deadly miasma outside. Miss Lin's movements were unexpectedly agile. It seems I personally led the people, set up layers of ambushes in this eerie jungle. It was truly the right decision. You can't escape with wings. Shen Feng, you despicable, shameless scoundrel. The route ahead was scouted. I'll be back soon. The journey had long been tightly held up by a Kun over the canyon iron bridge. He was barely able to protect himself right now. You'd better immediately put away the freshly extracted antidote and the old pocket watch, and obediently handed everything over to me. Don't even think about pointless resistance anymore. The air in this jungle was thick with poisonous mist, if it weren't for the gas mask in my hand. Even if you get a branch, you won't last more than 10 minutes. I'd rather blend into the mutant jungle. I will never bow to selfish devils like you. The sacrifice of a father. It is absolutely impossible for you to forcibly defy it. A tool for life-prolonging life. Birth, aging, sickness, and death. Since you are so stubborn, then I have no choice but to personally search your pocket watch from your corpse. Anyway, even if you die, I will also be able to successfully find the final altar at the abyssal core. Do you really think you can snatch the pocket watch? While extracting branches, I casually set up a miniature acid trap. As long as you dare to take half a step forward, your legs will be completely corroded by the venom in no time. What a cunning girl. But that's okay, as long as a Kun completely cleared the way over at the abandoned iron bridge. Trying to snatch the detonator is simply wishful thinking. The steel cables of this abandoned iron bridge had long been severely rusted. As long as I hold the knife and have a bit of strength to cut the main rope, we'll die together right now. I might as well tell you directly. Boss Shun had already set up a trap. Even if you really cut this rope and fall into the abyss, he definitely couldn't protect Lin Xia. Lin Xia is much smarter than you think. He must have already obtained the antidote at this moment. Shen Feng's despicable tricks. It was completely useless against him. You profit-driven losers. Don't waste your efforts. So what if you get the antidote? As long as I end your life here, successfully bring the detonator back and blow up the altar. That woman's tragic end in the end. All I can do is die in despair in the abyss. What? Are you so scared you have nothing to say? Sensible enough to slowly slide the detonator onto the bridge and kick it over. I can give you a quick death. Otherwise, you'll definitely experience the power of this poisonous blade firsthand. Do you think I'm afraid of that broken knife? I was just standing there talking nonsense to you, just waiting for the wind in the valley to change. Now, the fierce winds in the canyon are completely aimed at your position. So what if the wind turns the tide? Except for that folding knife used to cut ropes. You don't have anything in your hands that can be thrown at you as a weapon. Don't try any tricks in front of me anymore. The special powder in his palm. Just let the wind gently spread out. This powerful coating powder will instantly and completely cover your eyes. You actually have such a sneaky trick to hide. Count yourself lucky. I must retreat immediately to report to the boss. Once the boss opens the abyssal core tracking altar, you absolutely can't escape even if you try to get away. I finally found this mysterious altar. Since that useless Akun failed to stop the way, then I have no choice but to force you to come here. Gwai help me decipher this cipher hero. You're basically playing with fire and getting burned. This box was the last line of defense my father used to seal the highly toxic samples. If you don't open them randomly in the correct order, the entire altar would be completely engulfed by the poisonous gas. Stop using such words to scare me. I have the most advanced electronic boundary-breaking silver in my hands. As long as he forcibly melted his ice lock, the mutant samples inside will become my loot. Stop that extremely foolish behavior. A strong current can instantly destroy the miniature glass tubes inside. Once that fragile protective shield shattered completely, everyone would die in agony within seconds. It was already too late to beg for mercy now. The shell's defense mechanism has been completely burned through by me. Just push aside the last stone slab. That miracle of life that could completely cure my terminal illness. It belongs to me. Well, why is there nothing in the box? Only a pungent green mist was sprayed out. Did your father go crazy and make the deadly DUN back then? Directly disguised as a mutated sample? I warned you a long time ago. This is hardly a miracle. It was the plague of all the Tiger Courtyard. The altar self-destruction procedure has now been fully activated. The hall would soon be completely flooded with poison gas. Hurry up and give me the antidote. Otherwise, I'll risk my life to shoot you first. Pull a cushion back. You can slowly die with Tommy in here. I had already seen the hidden door leading to the safe house from the side. I want to get ahead before the poison gas completely breaks the calculation. He took refuge in that enclosed space for emergency shelter. You finally broke through this door smoothly. The speed at which the poison gas had spread just now was just too fast. If you had come in any later, even half a second, today, we're both going to die with Shen Feng. Fortunately, I had memorized the hidden topographic map in that old pocket watch in advance. Otherwise, in this tangled, dark, underground labyrinth, it was impossible to find this refuge so quickly. The air-ignoring system here was barely functioning. Look quickly at the corner illuminated by the flashlight. It seemed like there was a pile of extremely old file folders on the table, and damaged experimental records. The Red Cross emblem printed on the file folder. It was exactly the same as the secret research group my father had been part of back then. This was their final stronghold after the disaster they had encountered years ago. The diary records that Shen Feng secretly swapped the oxygen supply valve for his protective suit back then. He deliberately caused that poisonous blood tribulation to happen. His real goal was to monopolize these Ximian mutation samples. It turned out my father hadn't disappeared for any reason. Instead, he was brutally murdered by that hypocritical and brutal demon. I absolutely want to bring all this ironclad evidence back to the city. Make it public to the world. This evidence is now the most crucial trump card in our hands. But if you listen closely to the low rumbling coming from outside the wall, this old safe house, it seemed as if it was about to completely collapse and fall. If the wall cracks, the poison gas will soon leak in again. Our only hope of escape now was to climb along the ceiling. That extremely narrow ventilation duct. They climbed up and withdrew all the way. No matter how deadly danger is hidden in the ventilation ducts ahead, I absolutely won't back down. As long as we can bring this bloody truth out of the abyss. Every sacrifice is worth it. The metal felt the degree of internal corrosion. It's much more serious than I imagined. You follow me. Be extremely careful when moving. Slightly too forceful. This floor plate would collapse instantly. I know. But the temperature inside this pipeline seemed to be soaring wildly. My breathing has started to become extremely difficult. Is Shen Feng outside? The air conditioning system was cut off. That madman must have noticed we were hiding in the safe house. So I deliberately turned on high-temperature baking mode. They want to burn us alive. Here, we must immediately speed up our crawl. I can keep going. As long as you lead the way, I absolutely wouldn't feel afraid. This document records the grievances of the father in the Nanan band. I will definitely protect it tightly to my chest. Once we survive and leave this hell on earth, I will personally send that old scoundrel Shen Feng to prison. Let him repay the heinous crimes he committed years ago. Pay the most painful legal price. Scold. Listen carefully. At the fork ahead, could there be an extremely harsh metallic grinding sound? It seems someone was poisoning the gas at the end of the pipeline. Inside the control hub room, they smashed those valve equipment frantically. Could it be that the sluice mercenary Akun had already detoured there in advance? If he completely destroys the main control hub of the gas system, the entire abyss will become a deadly death trap with no escape. He must not be allowed to succeed. Just hide quietly in this safe triangle. Don't mess around. I must rush into that control hub room immediately. Stop him before he breaks the valve. You must take good care of your own safety. This folding knife covered in mutant venom. You must carry it with you for self-defense. If something fatal happens unexpectedly, don't let me run for my life on my own. since you've already caught my attention. Just put down that broken iron hammer in your hand that smashes the valve. This folding knife was covered in deadly poison. Just a slight scratch on your skin, and you're finished. You actually dared to barge into this deadly place alone. So what if you have a poison knife? Toxic gas released. In the end, I had already locked the valve completely shut. You simply can't turn it off right now. I don't need to personally check the metal valves with my hands. All I have to do is press the emergency reverse exhaust panel on the console. All those deadly gases would instantly flood back into the altar. Don't expect that the Slate boss had already promised to do so. As long as I succeed in destroying this place, it will give me a huge sum of money that I could never spend in a lifetime. Today, I'm definitely going to smash you to a pile of flesh. Stop pretending to be a ghost here. You just ran wildly and drained a lot of energy. Now, even standing steadily is barely enough. Watch me use this hammer directly. Completely shatter all your kneecaps. You can give it a try. It's your hammer that's fast. My venom-coated blade is still faster. As long as you dare to take half a step forward, I guarantee your whole body will rot within 3 seconds, collapsed into a pool of blood. What exactly do you want? Do you really think you can carry Lin Xia alone? Successfully escape the terrifying maze surrounded by poison gas? This is absolutely ridiculous and delusional. I'm giving you one last chance to survive now. He immediately threw the hammer into the corner. Then he obediently retreated to the corner and crouched down. Otherwise, next year today will definitely be your death anniversary. Count as your win today. I've already thrown away the hammer, but there's a self-destruct countdown under the console. I had already secretly started it long ago. You only have 5 minutes left to steal your life now. The self-destruct countdown really only has 5 minutes left. The underground rock walls were about to be completely blown to the ground. We must follow this rocky corridor, climb up and evacuate as fast as possible. But in the corridor in front of the corridor, covered in extremely intense green poisonous miasma, even though we had just taken the resin antidote. In this high-energy, deadly poison, it definitely wouldn't last 2 minutes. Even if it's death, we have to push through today as well. If you don't force your way through this poisonous and miasmatic zone, a chain of massive explosions behind us would instantly engulf us completely. Not even a single bone remained. Don't act impulsively, blindly throwing yourself to your death. These are special plant seeds I secretly picked in the jungle. As long as they meet water, they can instantly catalyze it. It can instantly absorb the vast majority of deadly toxins in the air. It only takes a few seconds. These seeds will take root and sprout rapidly in the cracks of the rock. They release faint fluorescent powder. It was absolutely the only key to successfully breaking through this paper poisonous palm. I never expected you to be able to stand at such a desperate moment of life and death, using botanical knowledge to kill both of us. Alas, it seems I'm a top wilderness expert. This time, I was truly deeply won over by you. He still hasn't completely escaped danger. The countdown sound was getting closer and closer. Hurry and climb up this glowing corridor to escape for your life. The real exit is right there at the cliff fault at the top. Right behind me. Don't fall even half a step behind. Once we successfully break through this collapsed underground abyss, all of Shen Feng's malicious schemes, it would definitely be completely exposed to broad daylight. The Father is in the spirit of heaven. He will surely silently bless us to leave safely this brutal and deadly wilderness adventure. Today, we finally have to go to that cliff fault point. It has come to a complete and perfect conclusion. Surprisingly, at the very last moment before success, you two insignificant servants completely destroyed it. I could never swallow this bite even if I died. Bad breath. Your greed has long sealed your miserable fate. Alter gas has completely destroyed your respiratory system. Even if I let you leave now, you definitely won't survive tomorrow's sunrise. Even if I don't survive, I will never let you have an easy time. I planted microbombs in advance beneath the cliff fault. All I had to do was gently press the ring in my hand. We will immediately perish together. Just now, when passing by the abandoned supply station, I've already taken the explosive core that your foolish subordinate is hiding. Completely demolished. You've completely played all your cards now. Not only did they lose those deadly mutant samples, even the means of destruction were completely dismantled. Today, you are utterly defeated. Hey, I really didn't expect to have been navigating the business world for so many years. In the end, you actually ended up falling for you, a wilderness survival expert. But don't get too excited too soon. The collagen team will never let you off easily. The Jiayuan team was already on the way. They will only receive your efforts to cure a terminal illness. Heartless, detonating the altar, and attempting to drag everyone down with him are all ironclad proof. Your extremely selfish and heinous crime has been completely exposed. It turns out you already obtained the top secret files from back then in the safe house. I have exhausted my mechanisms, yet it still fell short at the last moment. Is this nature's final punishment for me? Today, I completely admit defeat. You can wait here for legal punishment. Lin Xia was already on the helipad ahead, successfully called the rescue headquarters. This long and brutal nightmare of deadly wilderness today is finally officially over. Lu Cheng, you finally made it all the way safely. I just went to the City Security Bureau headquarters. A complete distress signal and marker location were sent. The collagen helicopter will arrive completely in just 10 minutes. Beautifully done. That old fox, Shen Feng. At this moment, I had completely subdued him. It is at the edge of the fault. All mini-bombs control the motherboard. I personally dismantled them. We finally survived. Old Pocket watches carrying countless blood and secrets. Not only does it lead us through the compass of life that leads us through the dark abyss, it was also deadly evidence exposing the capitalist's hypocritical mask. Finally over. Except for this old pocket watch, and also this core experiment diary I brought out of the underground safe house. These two things confirm each other. It would definitely make that scoundrel Shen Feng spend his whole life in prison. Your father is in the spirit of heaven. See your brave performance today. You will surely feel immense pride. You not only cleared his name, it completely crushed Shen Feng's malicious plot to release the deadly toxin. You're right. I can't keep dwelling in sadness. Although my father had left, but he had a pure passion and spirit of exploration for botany. I will carry this core diary forward with me. The one I know is the one who withdraws from Taiwan. A stubborn girl who never gives up easily. After the helicopter drops us back to the city, I want to treat you to a good meal. Consider it a celebration of our survival from disaster. This feast must be hosted by your heartless bodyguard. After all, you have been so bossed around me all along the way. I'm going to give you a good lesson too, to make up for the frightening I suffered in this wilderness. No problem, guaranteed to fill you up. Even if it means taking all my meager high commission. I'm also willing. Listen quickly to the tremendous roar coming from the sky. The city's collagen helicopter finally landed smoothly. When the helicopter landed on the edge of this city, looking at the distant skyscrapers, I felt as if I had stepped into another world. Like that terrifying abyss filled with poison gas and the shadow of death. It was just an extremely terrifying nightmare. But the lingering warmth of coffee in your hand, it truly reminds us. We really did come back alive. The City Security Bureau just sent a message. All the remaining followers under Shen Feng had already been arrested. This news truly is the best conclusion to this journey. I plan to update the mutant plant data in my diary tomorrow. All donated to the Academy of Sciences free of charge, used to develop new anti-venom serums. Your father's noblest scientific wish before his death. Now it can finally be in your hands, achieving the most perfect realization. If she knew that this toxin would eventually become a life-saving medicine, he will surely smile in the afterlife. What are your specific plans going forward? It was about returning to university, quietly being a botany professor. Or did he plan to work with me, a rough wilderness survival expert? Continue exploring unknown mysteries. I feel that a quiet university campus is no longer suitable for me. After experiencing the ultimate life-and-death heartbeat, I found myself deeply in love. The thrilling feeling of searching for exotic plants in desperate situations. Ha ha ha. Since you have a strong desire to explore, then I'll do my next enough task. It just so happened that a botanical consultant was needed. I wonder if expert Lin would be willing to honor me again. Come with me to that extremely cold glacier? Go on a glacier adventure. It sounds like an extremely good proposal. However, this time the labor fees and commissions. I must take full control of distribution. I will never be exploited by you again. No problem. Everything is up to your arrangement. As long as I can walk side by side with you again. Explore the unknown. Even if you let me be your full-time bodyguard for free. I absolutely have no complaints at all.